We cannot talk about the history of office furniture in Korea without FURSYS. In the 1980s, when FURSYS was established, Korean offices had old, uncomfortable steel furniture. As living standards improved, FURSYS responded with modern and smart designs that was literally revolutionary. Our design never stayed the same. My father, the founder, often said the best marketing is a product that sells itself. This belief had led us to create Korea's first, best, and largest R&D center.
보통 제품 개발을 할 때는 매해 이제 뭐 예산을 정해서 투자안을 가지고 움직이게 돼 있는데 사실 저희는 예산이 없습니다. 좋은 제품을 만들기 위해서는 얼마든지 비용을 투자해서 좋은 제품을 만들어내라.
Our focus on customer and market trends has driven our steady growth, with annual sales and profits increasing by an average of 12% over the past decade. We nearly tripled in size.
In Korea, like if you say you're from FURSYS, like everyone knows the brand.
Have you heard about the brand FURSYS?
FURSYS?
No.
I think for any brand, the biggest obstacle is distribution.
The most challenging part was how to show our brands.
I studied material science at Seoul National University and logistics engineering at MIT, and I didn't initially plan to join the family business. I didn't think I had to work at the company just because my father founded it. While working at McKinsey, one night, my father came to me and told me that, "Hey TaeHee, as a founder, I'd love for you to take over as CEO when I retire. But as your father, I don't want you to sacrifice your life because I know that running a company is not easy. Once you start, you cannot stop." Then I went on a trip with my friends.
I've known TaeHee since my university days. I actually accidentally found out when I was doing a study on the furniture industry, and I saw a familiar name because he has a pretty unique name from Korean names standards. I'm like, I recognize this name. I was looking at him like, "Hey, is this you?" And he's kind of like chuckled and laughed about it. When we were growing up, and I was thinking about starting my own company, so it was a very clear decision for me. But obviously, he could take multiple different paths.
One day he said, "TaeHee, while starting from zero is great, but taking an established entity further can be equally rewarding and impactful." I was reminded of the book I loved in college. It is Good to Great by Jim Collins. My father has found a good company. In fact, a great company indeed. But what if I can make it greater?
And I'm actually quite glad that he decided to, take over or really build upon the business that his father created. And what I like about how he approached that too is he was really trying to understand how to, one, build a company that has a potential to go global and much bigger.
Unlike the founder of the group, who prioritized the best-in-class quality products, TaeHee embraced the broader vision and strongly encouraged the marketing initiatives.
The way people view office furniture has started to change. Companies these days are serious about keeping the top talents. So good office furniture can show that a company cares about its people.
At startup pitching competitions in Korea, the first prize includes a complete office makeover by FURSYS. This initiative has allowed us to rebrand ourselves as a beloved choice not only for traditional large corporations, but also for startups.
We are getting ready to expand globally. This includes directly talking to customers abroad and strategic planning with a company called IDEO. Our team faces new challenges every day, like having to do business in English. It's an exciting time for us, and even though we can't be sure what the future holds, we are tackling it with flexibility and good sense of humor.
The VP of the Westpago, she mentioned so many times of the staircase. But like Airbnb and Facebook, they don't really care about which brand it is. Ironically, Google think a workplace is more important, but they don't care about the furniture brands.
Yeah.
I am an industrial designer and executive design director at IDEO here in San Francisco. Essence of IDEO is to build the future. We are a design company, so we always have an idea to make things tangible, experienceable, and future. We always want to look forward toward a better state to be in for everyone.
We've kicked off research 2 weeks ago. We started in New York, where we spoke with a lot of architect and design leaders in New York, understanding the current trends and the future trends of the workplace.
When I went to the office in the West Coast, I was surprised because there were not many people in the huge office. In Korea, the sofas in the offices look professional, but the sofas in the US offices looked casual, homey, and cozy.
Here in the US, especially in the Bay Area and San Francisco, what we call hybrid work, working entirely remote or working a couple of days in the office, is very big. It's part of the culture. They're not coming into the office to do work. They're coming into the office to create connection and collaboration. So offices really need to be flexible. There needs to be fluidity of designing for home, designing for the office, designing for collaboration. So I think right now is a really great moment to disrupt.
There have been many meetings with FURSYS. What was interesting after a while, FURSYS, they have made an effort to have a really holistic, broad product line.
What sets FURSYS Group apart from many other furniture companies is that we have developed and grown specialized brands for both the office and home furniture markets.
We thought was really interesting and valuable versus somebody who would be very focused and just make desk chairs and desks.
My name is David Coffey. I'm an office furniture dealer. I started my office furniture career in 1998. I worked for Steelcase. I've been in the business now, my own dealership for 19 years. And maybe the difference between FURSYS in Korea and FURSYS in the United States. One, it's a brand new brand in the United States. In Korea, FURSYS it's a premium brand. I think in the United States, fortunately, it fits more into a mid-market price point. Customer is going to get a high quality product at a moderate price. And I think this brand strategy and this marketing strategy for FURSYS will be a huge asset here.
My name is Jay Choi, and I'm in charge of US business at FURSYS. FURSYS America is based in Torrance, LA County. My vision for FURSYS America is to become a reliable and attractive brand in the mid-market.
Have you heard about the brand FURSYS?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
FURSYS には初めて来ました。
No, I haven't heard of FURSYS.
FURSYS? I don't think so.
I have not.
No, we haven't.
We haven't.
Until now.
I'm sorry.
My name is Lotus Zhang. I majorly was in charge of design day marketing and CRM, and so actually it was my first time to do those kind of promotion for who visiting the design days. They usually didn't know what FURSYS is. When I handing over the leaflet, they are like quite looks like they're very like strange, but I tried my best to say like, oh, we are from FURSYS.
I'm from the office furniture. Okay. I'm introducing our event to ongoing passengers.
To describe myself, I'm like 170% of extra. I just go straight to them and say, hello, would you like to try some cookies? I do not tell them about the brands. I show them those gifts and I say, hello, would you like to try these cookies with some coffee? And they say, why not? When they receive that kind of products, and then next I say, well, actually, I'm from the brand, office furniture brand FURSYS, and then explain them to come to visit our office located at the somewhere, and that's how I achieve my goal.
I think for any brand, the biggest obstacle is distribution. And how do you get to dealers? By distribution, I mean, how does it get into the marketplace? How do customers buy the product? And so one of the largest obstacles for FURSYS is to get great dealers on board.
In the US government market, there are probably only about 5 to 7 companies that are dominating the furniture industry there, and they do most of the business. Probably about 90% of the business is actually dominated by these companies. And like, for example, for Herman Miller, they've been doing business with the federal government for like 40 years.
I would say it takes patience. You have to be prepared for a longer period of time where people don't know about you very well. If you are an architect and designer and you have always spec'd one of the incumbent brands to then switch to FURSYS, for instance, it is you taking a risk.
The most challenging part was how to show our brands. So I made the event wall because I think it is very interesting to see how the customer really thinks by putting the stickers on.
I came here to Neocon to see all the new trends. I chose the ergonomic chair. I think the most important is to be comfortable when you work in order to have the maximum capacity. And my last choice was café with barista because who doesn't like coffee?
Hola, mi nombre es María Los Ángeles Flores. Soy la gerente general de SOS Furniture, compañía de oficinas de mobiliario de oficinas, compañía de mobiliario de oficinas en Panamá. Estamos en 14 países alrededor de Latinoamérica. Una de las tendencias que ha capturado nuestra atención es ver cómo el diseño de muebles de oficina son más relajados y naturales. Ahora las personas están buscando lugares donde puedan colaborar más cómodamente.
While I'm preparing the Design Days project for 3 months, I think I became to match myself and FURSYS together. I want to become an important member who made FURSYS to become a global company.
In our HQ, we have a big team that works together, but physically in US there's only 3. There are some companies that want us to come help at install or maybe like do big projects with them, but we don't have our installation team in the US right now. So in those cases, like we all go together and then like help assembly.
They always pour all the energy and their enthusiasm to what they do and the company, and they really love the company. So that always make me motivated, make me move forward, feels a responsibility and a mission as a leader of them. Building on the solid foundation laid by the previous generation, we have achieved already significant growth in Korea. But as a family business leader and CEO, I feel a strong sense of responsibility and mission. I believe that companies must continually challenge themselves to grow.
You know, office furniture is becoming an increasingly important factor in employee satisfaction. So we try to understand what they aim to achieve in their workplace and help them accomplish it.
Many Korean companies was trying to move back to working in the office from working at home. We asked FURSYS for advice. How can we create a better office that makes employees want to come back? FURSYS don't just sell furniture. They also give advice and after service. That's the reason why all Korean leading companies work with the FURSYS.
We don't just sell a piece of furniture. We ask what they want to achieve.
I'm really optimistic. 40 years of dedication to creating really thoughtful, meaningful products.
Like a top Korean athlete entering Major League Baseball, we see this moment as our tryout camp. Our expertise in furniture has proven valuable in Korea, and I'm confident it can be a strong foundation for our journey to the American market. Thank you for your time, and we're looking forward to embarking on this exciting journey with you.